Hello, everybody. My name is Liz Perez, and I am a teacher as my main profession career. So I'm teaching right now math in an elementary school. So that's why my student presentation about compare and contrast. It's going to be about teaching in an elementary school as a homeroom teacher. So my items or aspects of the topic that I'm going to compare and contrast are teaching as a whole group instruction and teaching versus small group instruction. So which item or aspect of the topic that you are comparing and contrasting do you prefer? Well, I have been working in both sides of the story. I have been homeroom teacher like more than 10 years, and but yeah, just these last 2 years I have been working as an interventionist, which is the type of teacher who helps students with very um, difficulties in any type of subject. So right now I'm just not a homeroom teacher. I'm working as a secondary teacher, if I can say it like that. And then I'm pulling students out to help them to improve in any type of topics or in any type of skills they need to be better. Before testing, because in the US we work a lot with state testing, and basically we want them to be on a grade level. So as my slide is saying right now, I am a big advocate for small group instruction. Now that I'm being teaching small group instruction, because I do work with groups of 5 or 6 students maximum, I can see that it gives me a clear window into how my students are learning, even though the sessions are shorter because we do have only 20 minutes with each group. The quality of the interaction is much higher. I can really see what each child needs, whereas with the whole group, it is much harder to hear every student's voice and keep track of their progress. So in this one, as you can see, I am comparing and contrasting both type of teaching, um, how they are alike. In both, I can have my students' attention. In both, I can have students participating. In both, students can have the opportunity to do the turn and talk about what they have learned or about what they are learning at that time. Like they can share their ideas about their thoughts or their conclusions about the activity. And in both, you can see teaching and learning spaces. Now, how they are different? They are different because in whole group instruction, you can see the teacher explains for the entire class. And in a small group, the teacher has the opportunity to reteach and fill gaps with smaller amount of students. In whole group, the teacher is mainly standing up in front of the students, in front of the class. But in small group instruction, the teacher is allowed to be seated in that way, can have students in a closer environment. In whole group instruction, teacher is not able to answer all the questions, not because the teacher doesn't want to, it's mostly because of the timing. And then in a small group, we do have that opportunity, like we can interact with the student closely so we can answer all the questions in a better way. In whole group instruction, as teacher explains in one level of understanding, like we are following our curriculum, and according that instruction is how we teach. But in a small group, we can, as intervention, we can adjust or differentiate the explanation or the lesson, even the activity, according to students' academic level. So we can identify what is the level, the academic level of every student, and in that way we can adjust or modify any activity or any topic that we are teaching. So finally, this is the last slide, and this is the one asking, what is the main idea if you want my readers to learn from my compare and contrast? And this one is, I want you guys to learn and how important the teaching process is, and the various ways a teacher can provide students with experiences they need through the adaptation of activities. Also, I want you to understand that the classroom is not only about transferring knowledge, but it is also about how the kids feel and how being part of a group can help them to grow as both people and students. Thank you so much for listening. Have a good day.